Over the past few weeks, I've been steadily increasing my Minecraft city. However, there's a few things that I still need to go over, like public transport. Enjoy this video. Alright, it's going to be a very busy episode today, so I'm just going to get straight into it. As you can see, the most obvious thing that I have done this week is I've finished this little section of buildings here. Okay, this is going to take a bit of explaining, because it looks really weird, doesn't it? So, have you ever seen those TikToks of the Scientology building in San Francisco and LA that people do like speed runs through? Well, this is inspired by that. This is a Scientology building because I officially ran out of ideas. As you can see, the windows are smoky, so you can't see through. So that's the weirdest bit of lore that I've done so far, and I definitely need to start making an interior, but because no one's ever been that far, I don't know what's inside a Scientology building. If anyone's a Scientologist in the comments, please enlighten me. So yeah, that is this section done now, which is very good. I completed it in only a few weeks, which is good progress, given that I'm building it by hand. I've actually done a lot of things not to do with this part of the city, which is surprising. We're going to head back through to the old part of the city. So this is a series of, it's going to be a series of like sandstone buildings that are a bit more modern, that like have been expanded past the train line. So this is going to be like a lot of office buildings and commercial buildings and stuff. So I've showed this one off before in like past videos, but this is the thing that I've built this week. It's actually kind of similar to a couple of university buildings around me. It's just obviously very tall space, and I've just sort of tried to give it a bit of detail by like using the sandstone walls and things and the trapdoors just to give it a bit of texture, you know, because I've been learning all about that currently. I've absolutely covered this wall with trapdoors just to give it a bit more privacy, because obviously the buildings are right next to each other. Don't necessarily want everyone looking at each other every 2 seconds. Yeah, there isn't a lot to talk about that one. It'll probably just be an office building or maybe some sort of like university facility. But that's it really. I think it looks kind of nice. I spent quite a lot of time on it because obviously it takes a long time to like get the design down and then build it all. I just use the fill command usually, but obviously like putting the lights in and things still takes a long time, especially when you have to get it right, like matched to every floor. It takes a long time. But yeah, so that will be a series of more modern, light-coloured office buildings, which I think it actually looks kind of nice, you know. I quite like that. It's a bus shelter, so because there's a bus over there, I figured maybe the bus needs a bus shelter. So here I have built one. It's inspired by like old-fashioned railway stations, where with the curved roofs and the skylights. It's a very boring building, but it's literally just where the buses will be stored, and that's it. I've added my custom no entry signs on this bit. The only problem is it's very close to the motorway, so if any bus is coming through here, they have to do like a really sharp turn to get in, and also it holds up loads of traffic on this side. So I don't know if that's a great idea. So yeah, it's a very, I mean, there's not really much to talk about. It is a bus shelter, but I've also added on, to make it a little more realistic, a little office building here. And that's it really, that's it. But it's very conveniently right next to a bus stop, which is very helpful. So yeah, I thought maybe I should make it a bit more realistic by adding a bit more like public transport type buildings, because I'm at a lack of that currently. I really hope this video is not going to be too short, but one of the last things I want to talk about is actually sort of in the same vein as public transport. It is down in this metro stop here. So you've got the big stairs down, places to get your tickets, and then step onto the platform and you've got a metro. So I built a metro on the bridge last week, and now I've built one here as like an underground metro. So you can see, obviously it's not fully finished, but it's just pulling into the station now. It'll have like the displays for what station it is on here. You can see this is on platform 1, and it'll be either heading that way on platform 2 or all the way down there on platform 1 towards the theatre, and it'll pop out in the cornfield somewhere. I kind of like this metro stop, you know. It's kind of narrow, like there's not really much space to stand, but I guess you don't want to make it too big because then it looks a bit unrealistic. The metro is just the same design as the other one, except you can't actually switch between carriages. You have to commit to one. You can't stay, you can't move. I also can't remember if I showed you this last week, but I expanded the metro here as well, because I thought maybe a single carriage metro is a little bit small. So I just made a second carriage. It's exactly the same as the others. Again, still worried that the metro line is that close to the homes, but I guess it's fenced off for a reason. Hopefully no one has the urge to, you know, do any bad things. Other notable things that I've been doing, this little section of buildings, I've just added onto it at the end here. Not hugely a lot to talk about, just another building, just to fill in the space. I think there'll be maybe either one narrow building and then one building on the end, or just a big building to finish off this area. And then I'll have a whole row of, like, Victorian style houses, which will look nice. I think it's a bit weird if I only include one row, so maybe I will expand it further out that way, or like that way. The last thing I want to talk about is very brief. It's just that I have a desire to expand this area a little bit. Maybe not with houses, but with like these kind of apartments here, because I've only done one row of them, and I mean they're a bit alone, so maybe if I push it back, like have even more, like towards that way, it'll look a bit nice. I also have plans. The place that I live near has a big main road, and it's got a huge park going all the way around it that like grazes cows in the summer and stuff like that. I kind of just want to have a massive fenced off area with literally nothing in it. The last thing that I'll show you is actually over here, and it's the school, because what kind of school doesn't have classrooms, you know? It was very empty before I started working on it. So this will be one classroom, this will be another classroom, except it's walled off right now. In here is the downstairs toilet, obviously privacy window and nice lighting. In here will be a hall for like assemblies and things, and then in here will be the kitchen, just needs to change the flooring. Or maybe I swap it, because then you can have lunch in here and then go out onto the playground across the road. Upstairs, don't think I've done too much upstairs. Yeah, I've only built one classroom so far, which is quite spacious, so there'll be another one there. And then a big corridor, and then like easily 6 or 8 more classrooms probably. And then obviously another toilet in here, which will be the boys' toilets. And then again, another privacy window. So I've tried to add a lot of interiors this week, as you can see, and just fill in a bit more space. Because I feel like it's all well and good, you know, expanding the city, actually building buildings, but it's less realistic when there's no interior, you know? And it's not like anyone's going to see them, unless I make a world download, but you know, it's still fun to do it. I keep getting comments of people asking for like world downloads. If I can figure out how to do that when the city's a bit more complete, then I will. Other than that, you're going to have to wait probably quite a while if you want to play in this world. I don't know, I'll have to think about how to actually do a world download, because I've never done that before. I don't even know how you go about doing it, but I'll figure it out maybe when the world is a bit more complete in the future, maybe in a few months or so. I am making quite fast progress. I'm having to record and edit this quite quickly this week, in the same day it's going up, because life's just been really busy, but you can see I've been making good progress every week, so I don't mind slacking off a little bit now and then. I think that might be everything to talk about this week, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later.